gab it in a moment. Yes, I still have my cold. Yes, I'm drinking coffee. Because coffee is well known for curing colds. I probably should put some whiskey in it. All right, first story of the day. CNN is effectively worthless after parent Warner Brothers takes down a $9.1 billion write-down. We know CNN's fake news, but I think one of the reasons why CNN went from like good reporting and good news for a long time, and then Trump got in and it broke all of them. It broke the staff, it broke the writers, it broke the researchers, it broke the on-screen hosts, it broke probably the CEO, it broke everybody. And then they rode to high ratings because der Trumper, the great orange leader, broke them. And they couldn't let it go. And then finally he's out of office. And then Biden's in, and they won't give Biden a real interview. It's these padded things that don't mean anything. What kind of ice cream did you get today, Mr. President? Oh, chocolate chip. That's my favorite, too. And people are like, there's no reason to watch this anymore. They're lying, and they have an agenda, and they're not giving me any news. So they went from the highs of the Trump era to crashing to nothing. Because if they asked a hard question to President Potato Head, they might blow the next election. This is from the Liberty Daily. And yes, they are a right wing, and that's why I'm reading them. But they say the story's by Tyler Durden over at Zero Hedge. So let me give him the props. This is being reported by the Liberty Daily, but it's actually Tyler Durden's story over at Zero Hedge. They say fake news CNN effectively worthless after parent Warner Brothers takes a $9.1 billion write-down. What's been obvious to the rest of us for years is finally official. The late last night shares of Warner Brothers Discovery, the parent of CNN and TNT, crashed 10% to the lowest level on record after it reported dire results which missed across the board and plunged across every income statement category. Here they have 3 months ending June 30th. In 2023, the total in net revenue was $10.3 billion, and net loss, and they still came in as a positive. But in 2024, total revenue was $9.7 billion, net loss $9.9 billion. That means they're $200 million in the hole. They say the biggest hit and surprise was the company's stunning $9.1 billion charge taken to write down the value of its traditional TV networks such as CNN and TNT, which were acquired in 2022 when Warner Brothers Discovery was created as part of its acquisition of Warner Media. The write-down confirmed that legacy cable channels like CNN and TNT are no longer worth what they were when the $42 billion merger was completed. In fact, judging by the ongoing mass layoffs at the former, one can argue that CNN's value is now negative and will continue to be so until it stops hemorrhaging cash. Oh, my poor heart. Oh, I weep for them, said no one ever. They say for the quarter, Warner Brothers reported a net loss of $10 billion, which included additional charges of $2.1 billion related to its merger. Revenue for the quarter fell 6.2% to $9.71. Of note, the revenue collapse in the company's network segment, which includes CNN, just will not stop. They show year over year here. In 2023, it looks like it was negative, and this year it's negative. Advertising, distribution, all of it's falling off a cliff. Total revenues are down 8%, looks like year over year. Cost of revenue down 10% year over year. 2 years ago, market valuations and prevailing conditions for legacy media companies were quite different than they are today. CEO David Zaslav said on a call with investors on Wednesday, this impairment acknowledges this and better aligns with our carry values with our future outlook. Here's why CNN and probably Warner, maybe not necessarily in the movie segment. But let's look at the bigger picture of this, right? You got Disney. Disney owns ABC. You've got Warner here that owns CNN, that owns TNT. They say that their last month's decision by the NBA to drop Warner Brothers as a broadcast partner and award a $76 billion 11-year media rights to Walt Disney, Comcast, and Amazon. Warner Brothers filed a lawsuit against the NBA last month for breach of contract. So you've got things that this is why the legacy media is eventually going to die, right? Because you take somebody like me, you take somebody like, I don't know, any of the news channels you like to watch. You take these guys and you look at what they do. Yes, they get ad revenue through YouTube. Many of them, though, are navigating over to Rumble. You look at someone like Steven Crowder. You look at someone like Dan Bongino. They're over on Rumble. They get paid by subscription. They get paid by doing ad reads from companies because mainstream won't advertise over here on Rumble. And I'm going to be talking about that today, too. And so what's happening now is people like you, people like me, are saying, you know what? I like this person. I like listening to them read the news. I like their personality. I agree with them, or at least we're close enough on a lot of our values. I'm going to support them with $1 or $2 a month or $5 a month. Or I'm going to watch them and maybe make them a little ad revenue. Or I'm going to buy a product. You know, my production cost is the 12 cents in electricity that I use, my $50 cable bill, and my laptop. That's about it. So, you know, yes, I have a nice microphone, a nice soundboard because I've invested in that stuff, but now you've got people that literally are almost working for pennies. Unfortunately, I mean that too. But you've got news channels and people that are saying, you know what, I'll make $2,000 or $3,000 a month maybe from ad reads and other stuff and supporters, but that's enough. I can pay my bills and I can do what I like and I enjoy doing this stuff. I'm going to do it. And then they're at least going to be honest with you. You know, if Trump does something stupid, I'll be like, wow, that was really stupid of Trump. But CNN won't tell you the truth. If you're not even at least getting what you feel or most feel is the truth, then they're worthless. Then they're just another entertainment channel. That's the way going forward. That's the way going forward. And these companies that are spending billions and billions of dollars and giving these personalities that quite frankly suck $10 or $15 million a year, they're going to fail. And to give you a great example of that, over on YouTube, Don Lemon, that used to make, I don't know, probably $10 million a year from CNN, he gets laid off and he says, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. His YouTube videos get between 10 and 20,000 views. That's what me, a mouth-breathing, hello there, you know, that has never gone to broadcasting school and I'm just hello there with a microphone, that's the same number of views I get. It's unsustainable for them, not for us. And so the only way they have is to silence people. So they try to silence them on YouTube, they try to silence them on Google, and of course Google and YouTube are losing lawsuits when it comes to that stuff. And so you can get people that will circumvent traditional media, and that's what's happening. And then when they talk about the NBA, look at the fall off over the last 10 years of the NBA, of the NFL, of baseball. Ever since they came out with Bravo Lima Mike and put the advertising in the end zones, and same thing in the NBA. And then you've got people that are really not good people that are being arrested for some heinous stuff, but they're hailed as heroes in sports. Like, you know, back in the day, I was a big fan of Larry Bird. Like the Larry Bird Magic Johnson face-off was amazing to watch. They had, you got invested in the teams. You got invested in the players. Now players hop around between different teams. They're all thugs and criminals, or a good number of them are. They all got 15 kids with 7 different women. There's nothing to look forward to anymore. And yes, I still watch football occasionally, but the whole point I'm trying to say is legacy media and sports, and TV is kaput. It's defunct. It's headed towards the graveyard. Every year, more people end up leaving us on this green earth and can go somewhere else, and no one's being replaced them. I can now officially say I haven't had cable since I was 28 years old. I think that's when the internet high speed was out. Maybe it was 30 when I got first non-dial-up cable internet. Maybe it was when I was 30. That's 22 years I've been off cable TV. I can't stand the commercials. I can't sit there and watch a 20-minute program and 10 minutes of commercials, and on top of that, write a cable bill or a TV bill for $100 or $150. People are just done with it. And until these companies realize it and make the transition to something new, they're going to fail. And they're going to fail to idiots like me and idiots like you that watch idiots like me. And that's a beautiful thing. I think that's great. Let me continue on here. I start getting on these rants and I just go off. They say, more importantly, the write-down reflects the continued exodus of viewers from cable networks like roaring propaganda dumpster fire, CNN, to streaming, taking with them the advertising sales and subscriber fees that supply most of the revenue for conventional TV. The changes have rippled across media. Disney, which announced third quarter results early Wednesday, reported declines in linear television advertising sales and subscribers, sending the stock to a 10-year low and once again confirming that once you go woke, well, everybody knows what happens next. Warner Brothers has eliminated more than 2,000 positions over the past year and slashed 100 jobs at CNN last month. The company raised subscription prices for its Max streaming service in June. That's another thing that's becoming a challenge, is that Netflix was I remember when I ordered like DVDs from Netflix, or you could go to like a Redbox type thing and you could actually get DVDs out of that. They still have Redbox, although I don't know how well they do. But you could order a couple of DVDs and you only paid a monthly fee, and you could keep the DVD as long as you wanted. You just couldn't order any more. And then if you wanted more, you had to return those, and the shipping was kind of a pain in the backside. But that technology destroyed Blockbuster Video. Netflix directly destroyed Blockbuster because Blockbuster didn't move forward. The digital camera ruined Kodak film, because Kodak film didn't move forward with the times. And now, yes, CNN gets views. They're on YouTube and other platforms as well, but they're competing against so many other views. And something that I found interesting when I was watching the news, there's a kid named, see if I can remember it correctly, Aiden Ross, I think is his name. And he's like he's one of the top 3 or 5 Twitch streamers or something, and he's got 12 million subscribers. And he did an interview with Donald Trump, and it went viral. Is that they're getting away from the old people, because look, you're not going to look at my mother and my father were Republicans. The whole point is you're not going to change those people's minds. The people you still might have a chance to sway a little bit is Gen X. The working class people that are at work all day and don't have time to see this stuff. You might be able to swing a Gen Xer. Definitely millennials, I think, because you see a lot of videos of people saying, "Oh, I can't believe I didn't know." But the young people is the best target for this stuff because they vote the least. So it's no important to get them voting. They vote the least, and if you can get them fired up and you bring them in to a party, they probably won't leave unless you do something pretty heinous or lie to them for 20 years. That's all I'm saying. So these legacy companies are just in so much trouble, and they refuse to see it. And they got a great stock chart here I'll show you in a second. They say under different management teams over the last 20 years, Warner Brothers has been involved in some of the worst and most criticized merger deals. They include the $124 billion merger of Time Warner with America Online in 2001, and the later purchase of Time Warner by AT&T for $87 billion in 2018. Warner Brothers shares plunged as much as 9.9% to $6.95, the lowest price since the stock of the merged company began trading in April of 2022, and down over 70% in the last 2 years. People cut the cord because of the cost of cable and the lack of value they feel they're getting. Now you've got companies like, subscribe to Netflix, subscribe to Paramount, subscribe to Time Warner, subscribe to Hulu, subscribe over here, and you add all those subscriptions up, and before you know it, you're at $100, and then you're also paying your internet bill, which is $50, and you're like, damn it, I'm right back to where I was with cable. The only difference is that maybe I get some content I like. But when Disney and these others are putting out woke crap, like what was the most recent one, Disney one there, the Acolyte. Oh my God. The only people that are still paying these subscription channels to watch the Acolyte are the reviewers on YouTube that are making probably tens of thousands of dollars roasting the crap. That's where we are with this stuff. And these companies are not getting it. They're not getting it. That's all the articles. Let me open this image just so we can zoom it up a little bit. Look at this, man. Look at that. I'm going to zoom this way, way up. These are across the years. This starts back in 2017, it looks like. And go right up here. That is just a sea hair away from zero. There's nothing left in the tank, man. You gotta love seeing it. You've gotta love seeing it. This is a good feel-good story of the day, let me tell you.